Hi everybody and welcome back to Danstew Station for layout update number 5. As mentioned in my previous video, I'm starting work on the campsite scene on the left hand side of the layout, and I've been starting to make a little bit of progress on there, so just wanted to show you where we're at the moment. So as you can see, I've been building up the side of the track and the mountainside with some newspaper. What I've done is I've placed a cardboard back in there just to keep the newspaper in place, and then I've put some newspaper just lead up to the track and then bunched it up, and I've used some cardboard spacers there to just to kind of like make sure that it stays at the right size. I've also got the slide, as I showed in the last layout update, and the swing set as well. So I've had them out to kind of like just get an idea of scale and space. So that's kind of how big the back will be as compared to them. And yeah, I'm kind of happy. It's going to give me quite a lot of space on here. You always look, or I found that I always kind of look at the area and think, oh, I'm not going to have much space there. You know, it's only a little bit of space. But then when you kind of place things down, like I put the tent moldings on there just to kind of see, and I'm actually going to have a lot of space here for a pretty decent campsite. I'll probably be able to get quite a few tents on there, a couple of caravans, and then a really good sized play park as well, so I'm kind of pleased. As you can see down here, I really like how this is looking now. I mean, it's just newspaper packed on, but it's really starting to take shape. Rather than just a tunnel mouth just stuck there, it's now starting to look like it is actually a tunnel in a mountainside. I've been putting the spacers down here as well. They're just secured in with some wood glue, just for a bit of stability. And as you can see, they decrease in size as they go around. And once they get around to that part, it'll obviously decrease in size to match the size of the incline. So currently that's how it kind of looks. Obviously the newspaper's starting to look a little bit bunched out. It's I laid this down quite a few hours ago, so it's starting to take its old shape back. But once I get some plaster cloth on it, it'll hold its shape quite nicely. I've stopped there because I ran out of newspaper, but this will give me the ideal opportunity to have a go with the plaster cloth. I've never actually used this before, so I'm quite looking forward to giving this a try, seeing what it's like. And yeah, hopefully it'll look pretty good. Now I've taken the newspaper and the cardboard backing up to this point here. I've always said that this line would represent where scenery would end and it goes into the tunnel. What I'm actually thinking of doing now is having the scenery end here and then to kind of curve off round like that, or maybe even have this as a bit of scenery around as well. Just kind of like first thoughts, what I'm thinking of is to maybe have it so that this is down here and then a town scene up. That will give me a lot less room for a town scene. However, I will still have all of that over there, and as I mentioned before, sorry, camera's not focusing, there we go. As I mentioned before, it'll kind of link into the low relief town there with a bridge going across. So I think that'll be ample room for a town. So what I'm kind of thinking down here is maybe a beach, maybe of some kind, like linking into the campsite, maybe just like a cove or something like that. I don't know, it's just an idea I'm having at the moment, but I'm definitely going to have the scenery end a lot later than I was initially intending. So that'll give me a little bit more room for scenery, really. So I'm going to lay down the plaster cloth on there now, get that started, and then I'll come back to you once I've laid it down, and we'll hopefully it'll look a lot more like a cliffside than it does at the moment. So here we go. Okay, so there we go. That's the first roll of bandage, plaster bandage rather, that's been placed on. And I'm really pleased with this. It's kind of given it a nice rocky feel. I love how this delves inwards and then raises up. It's just given it a very natural sort of look, which is exactly what I was hoping for. What I'm planning to do once, camera focus, there we go. Once I'm planning to do is once I've put all of this on, painted it with a coat of brown, and then put some kind of the green scatter on it, is to use some static grass and just place it kind of like in places like that where it's quite flat, where grass would have a chance to grow, and then maybe a bit there, just wherever there's kind of like a flat bit, especially at the top there, just wherever it's got a chance to grow, and to do that. So yeah, it still needs kind of tidying up and scraping off the edges there, but overall for a first go I'm really pleased. And yeah, it covered that amount, so that was a pretty good go for one roll. So yeah, we're going to carry on with the rest of it and hopefully get this done. I've got some more newspaper as well, so I'm going to try and carry on around the corner there, and then we'll see where we're at. I've also brought in some washing up liquid there to start with the ballasting. I'm planning and hoping to get quite a bit done tonight. So that's the ballast that I've just picked up, just some fine ballast chips. So that'll be my first attempt at ballasting as well. So yeah, hopefully that is going to go well. But got a new bowl of water, a couple more rolls of plaster bandage, so we're good to go. I've ordered some more plaster bandage as well, so that I've got some there to carry on with the scenery. So yeah, so that's my plan for tonight. So hopefully for the next couple of hours I'll have quite a lot done. I've also been out today and I've picked up a new locomotive. It was my dad popped into a place in Middlesbrough called Peter's Spares. Fantastic model railway shop. If you're in the Middlesbrough area, definitely recommend you give them a look. Fantastic place, really lovely guys, and service is fantastic. So I picked up a new locomotive from there. I'm not going to show it. After I bought it, I kind of put a little video together to send to my dad to show him that we picked it up, because my dad had popped in and saw it there and phoned me up and said that it was there and the price of it as well. So I dropped my wife off at work and went straight down and picked it up, and I was really pleased with it. So yeah, I kind of put a daft little video together to send to my dad to show him, and what I'll do is I'll put that at the end of this video so that you can see the engine I got. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's really cool. So you can look forward to that at the end of this video. Until then, I'm going to carry on with the plastering, get some ballasting done, and yeah, and then I'll come back. So I'll see you in a little while. Okay, it's now about 3 hours later, and this is the progress that I've made. I've managed to get all the plaster bandage down perfectly. I actually have used all of it, so that's all been used up, and that has been able to do the entire inner section. So as you can see, all the way from there and along, all the way through to the tunnel, and across where the campsite's going to be. So perfectly done. It's yeah, it's covered the entire place, which is absolutely ideal. As you can see as well, I've got some ballasting done. Oh, sorry about that, just getting attacked by my cat. Hello, sweetie. Ah, she's telling me I did a good job. I don't believe her. But yeah, there we go. There's the ballast down. As you can see, still wet. Obviously, it's going to be quite a while before that's dried off. But yeah, sprayed it first. Well, I laid it down, sprayed it with some water, and then put the PVA water mix with a drop of washing up liquid. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, considering that's the first time I've ever put ballast down. You can see it's kind of got a little bit of the residue from the plaster cloth, because that stuff gets everywhere. I've spent the majority of the rest of the time using the hoover and trying to clean up all the dust and the residue. So it's yeah, and that's kind of what's happened there as well. I've just used my craft knife to kind of scrape up the droplets, just to try and smooth off the woodwork. But there we go. And as well as that, I've also gone along all of the track and I've fitted in sleepers where there used to be gaps. So hopefully now it should all be a continuous ring of track and sleepers. I think it was especially bad around here. But now all the sleepers are in place. I'm trying to be careful how much I show you because that new locomotive is just to the left there. So that's as far as I can go. But yeah, that's looking so much better. And that was something that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. And yeah, really glad now I've managed to get that down. So a pretty good night's work. I'm really pleased. It's really coming along. It's one of those things where I laid the ballast down and I was just so thrilled with how it looked. It looks so much better just with a little bit of ballast and a little bit of scenery, and it's only taken me a couple of days, so definitely got the bug back and keen to continue going. So yeah, my plan for tomorrow is put some more ballast down, and I want to paint this cliffside ready to put some scenics on it. And what else did I want to do? Oh, there's some lights that I've had for coaches for the longest time that I got from Layouts for You, and I've had them sat there again for years. So yeah, that's something else I want to try and get done tomorrow, is get those lights in, because I've been keen to do that, and that seems like it'll be a good time to do it. So that's what I plan for tomorrow. So hopefully I'll get that done tomorrow, show you that, and then I might upload this and show you the progress so far. So yeah, we'll see you in the morning and see how it goes. Okay, and here we have the progress. As you can see, quite a bit has been done. We'll start off with the campsite. We have here a little play area. So what I've done is I've put the play area here. I intend to have the tents kind of over here, and then further along there will be some caravans. So once I get one or two, I'm not going to get many, and it won't be static, it'll just be like the ones that you tour. But I'm going to take this road all the way to the end, and then I'll have a couple of little alcoves, yeah, which I'll obviously have to measure out once I get them. But yeah, we have a basic scatter covering of medium, I think it's medium green Javis. We have some sand there, which I've just given a coat of PVA glue just to kind of set it in. Yeah, and I've put them on there just to kind of show what it'll be like. I do plan to get a couple more things for in here, as I said before, nothing too big. Maybe kind of like a roundabout or a sand pit or something, but that'll be that. And then, as you can see over here, also have the little faded area where a tent used to be. And once I get some more tents down, I have actually received the plaster of Paris to start doing the tents. So once I've done some of them, laid them down, kind of see where I'm going to put things. If I have some space to do another little area of light green, then I'll definitely do that. Because I really like that, really effective. And I think as well, once I get the static grass down, because I do want a nice covering of static grass, because with it being a field, obviously it's not going to be looking perfectly mowed like that. So I want some relatively long static grass, just to kind of like give it the feeling of a field. And once that's kind of raised up around here and that's still bedded down, I think that'll look a lot more effective. Just taking the playthings off there now, just so they don't set. As you see as well, we also have a road. I'm not quite sure what stone this is. It's a definitely type of ballast, but I'm not sure what it is. It was actually given to me by my sister-in-law a while back. She gave me some static grass, some ballast, and also the sand. So I've just kind of used that. So I have no idea what it actually is. If we move over to the tunnel mouth, I'm really liking the look of it over here so far. We've got a scattering of light grass with a little sprinkling of some darker in there just to give it some definition. Again, as I said, there'll be some static grass on there as well, some trees. So this is just the basic covering. As I say, it's the first time I've done covering of grass of any type. So yeah, I'm kind of pleased with it. Definitely learned a lot of things across the way as you do. You do something for the first time, it doesn't quite go right, and you're like, oh, that's why. I do like as well that I covered everything here in glue, every bit of the rock, but then I sprinkled it from the top so it all fell, so it's kind of hit all the crevices and the cracks, and I do really like how that's turned out, and it really makes the earth brown come underneath as well. And the final thing, I've increased the ballast around to this point, but I will have to fill that gap in there in order to continue with the ballasting. But I also bought some more brown paint today, and managed to finish off the rest and then give the coating around there. And as I said before, I really like the look of this this mountainside colouring. What it actually is, it's acrylic, and burnt umber is what it's called. And it's, I was thinking it was going to come out that kind of brown, which was ideal, and then I was going to dry brush some black and some colour underneath it just to give it some definition, but that is actually how it turns out. It's almost like it's blackwashed it for me, and I really like the look of that. It might be quite bold, it might be quite a bright sort of colour, but once you get the grass on top of it, it's not as in your face as it was. But yeah, so that's that. And that's pretty much everything. So yeah, I'm going to end this recording here and upload it. So I hope you all enjoyed my progress on the tunnel mouth. I'm really happy to be getting so far with this now. It's kind of what's been in my head all these years is finally starting to come into fruition. And once we get kind of like the base down here, the mount, well, like the hillside, will continue on up there, and it'll just be from where the swing set and the slide are here. It'll rise up a little bit further, and just kind of like as if it's been carved into the mountainside as it drops down, which will link in nicely with the castle scene over there as well. So yeah, and that area will be removable. I'll make sure that it's kind of like easy to remove so that I still have access to the track underneath. But yeah, so there we go. I'd love to hear your feedback, any kind of hints, tips, feedback of any kind, whether it's that looks amazing or oh my god, that looks terrible, what are you doing? Any kind of feedback I appreciate, so long as it's constructive. And you know, it's yeah, any kind of ideas or thoughts that you have, or ways that you've done similar things differently. As I say, I love to hear from you guys, and I love to know what you think of it so far.
What do you think of it so far? Rubbish! Never fails, that. Not now, not now. No.
So anyway, I will see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
I am Gordon, and I pull the express. Express coming through! Clickety-clack, express on the track! I am Gordon, fastest and best, and pulls the express! Express coming through!